The Albertville Agriscience program is a time-honored tradition at Albertville High School. Over the years, the program has grown to include 3 teachers at the high school and 1 teacher at Albertville Middle School. The award-winning Albertville FFA has also expanded to include FFA members at Albertville Middle School. Students who select a course in the Agriscience program will be completing courses in agriculture, food, and natural resources career cluster. This cluster offers several career pathways from which students may choose, including power, structural, and technical systems, as well as environment and natural resource systems, animal systems, and plant systems. Classes that encompass these pathways include Agriscience 1, construction framing, introduction to metal fabrication, introduction to MIG welding, greenhouse production, landscape management and forestry, introduction to veterinary science, and veterinary science. Career Readiness Indicators, or CRIs, are an important component of the Agriscience program. CRIs are credentials or certifications made available to all students enrolled in the program. The corresponding CRIs for these programs include Adult Beef Quality Assurance and Adult Pork Quality Assurance. The Albertville Agriscience program consists of instructors Heath Golden, Gary Aycock, Allison Kinser, and Matthew Wissenat. Agriscience teacher Mr. Heath Golden is primarily responsible for the construction framing and welding components of the program. The veterinary science and animal science classes are taught by Mr. Gary Aycock. The Agriscience 1, greenhouse production, landscape management, and forestry classes are taught by Mrs. Allison Kinser. At Albertville Middle School, Mr. Matthew Wissenat provides instruction in agriscience. The Albertville school system realized the need for a full-time agriscience program at Albertville Middle School. In the fall of 2016, that realization became a reality. After splitting his time between Albertville High School and Albertville Middle School, Mr. Matthew Wissenat became a full-time agriscience teacher at Albertville Middle School. Students may also become members of the award-winning Albertville FFA program. Mr. Wissenat, tell us how you think an agriscience program at Albertville Middle School will be beneficial to the students.
It's beneficial to students because it gives them opportunity to get involved. We want to have students be participating in something at school, and we want them to be involved in agriscience, basically because it gives them opportunity to see the world differently. There's so much available for students beyond just ag.
Greenhouse production and landscape management in the plant systems pathway have become 2 very popular classes among students at Albertville High School. With the addition of the new greenhouse dedicated just to the agriscience program, Albertville High School was able to offer students a hands-on approach when dealing with plants and plant management. Each year, the Agriscience program holds a spring sale of flowers and plants that students have cultivated and cared for in the greenhouse. What are some of the future projects you have planned for the Albertville High School greenhouse?
Future projects are going to include hopefully raised garden beds outside of the greenhouse so students can go and work in those and get a hands-on experience, as well as with the plants we have here in the greenhouse. In the near future, maybe next year or the next, I'm hoping to do something similar to like a rose sale, maybe around Valentine's Day, try to do more seasonal projects.
A valuable component of the power, structural, and technical systems pathway is the construction framing class. In construction framing, Mr. Golden provides students with an understanding of the framing phase of structures. This class encourages critical thinking skills and requires the application of knowledge in floor systems, wall framing, and ceiling construction. Another integral part of this pathway are the introduction to metal fabrication and the introduction to MIG welding classes. Students must first gain a basic understanding of the components of metal fabrication for experiencing the hands-on application of welding. Tell us how your experience with construction framing classes will be used in your life.
Well, I could build a deck if I wanted, without anyone's help, or I could fix like a broken faucet.
The Animal Systems pathway is under the direction of Mr. Gary Aycock. This pathway encompasses the classes of Introduction to Veterinary Science and Veterinary Science. In Introduction to Veterinary Science, students are exposed to the basics of animal care, health and management, and safety. Veterinary Science expands the curriculum to include surgical procedures and reproduction and genetics. Why would the animal systems pathway be important to students in the Albertville area? Agriscience is not just a class. This is a student's opportunity to prepare for the future. Students are receiving real-world instruction. Employment opportunities are available for both hourly and salaried positions. Hourly positions include welding with an average entry wage of $14.85 an hour and a maintenance mechanic with an average entry wage of $16.15 per hour. On the salaried side, the average entry salary for a veterinarian is over $50,000 and up to $57,000 for a construction manager. FFA is an integral component of the Albertville Agriscience program. Any student enrolled in the Agriscience class may become an FFA member. This includes students at Albertville Middle School. The award-winning Albertville FFA program is very active from the local level all the way to competing in national contests. Locally, the FFA chapter gives back to the communities in a variety of ways, including hosting a Kids Day on the farm for Albertville primary students, building a chicken track for the Main Street Music Festival, and building cornhole sets for the Albertville City Schools Foundation. FFA also provides FFA members with the opportunity to interact with people on different levels. Whether this interaction is the Albertville Mayor Tracy Honey during the FFA Industry Appreciation Breakfast or Congressman Robert Adderholt at the FFA Washington Leadership Conference, FFA members have the opportunity to see how agricultural and FFA are an integral part of our community. Albertville FFA members also compete in career development events at the county, district, state, and national levels. Competitions include veterinary science, FFA quartet, livestock judging, dairy judging, compact tractor driving, land evaluation, and creed speaking. In the last 5 years, Albertville FFA has been state champions in poultry science, dairy judging, dairy evaluation, FFA quartet, and veterinary science. Some of these teams have even competed at the national level at the FFA National Convention. How have you benefited from being a part of the Albertville FFA chapter?
I have benefited from being a part of the Albertville FFA chapter from great experiences, such as this summer I went to the Washington Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C., got to meet a lot of new people there, do a lot of new things that I never would have got to do without going to the leadership conference through FFA. So FFA has really opened up my horizons. It showed me different things I can do in life and different places I can go. It's really expanded me as a person and as an officer in Albertville FFA.
The teachers of the Agriscience program encourage you to explore the world of agriculture. Visit the programs of the Albertville High School FFA online on Facebook and on Twitter at Aggies FFA. To quote the National FFA Creed, "I believe in the future of agriculture with a faith born not of words but of deed." As such, the Albertville Agriscience program, an FFA chapter, believes in the future of agriculture at Albertville High School.